Testing for the sound. Testing, testing for the sound. Testing for the sound. Testing, testing for the sound. Testing for the sound. Okay, so we do got a sound. I don't know if this video quality quite good, but we gonna roll with it. Gonna roll with it. Okay. All right. Now let me get back to sharing the screen and making sense. Okay, which one? Look over here. All right. We'll go here. All right. Damn. Okay. So you better be working right, cause I didn't got all the kinks. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. I don't see anything. It's so. Oh no, not that dumb internet. I don't see anything. It's so. Oh no, not that dumb internet. I don't see anything. It's so. Let me go all the way in, and then I really know if it's working or not. Then I'll start. I just know it's a little bit laggy altogether. Let me go all the way in, and then I really know if it's working. Okay, all right. It's just laggy, but it is working nonetheless. So let me get. Be quiet, please. Don't start putting nothing in my video with this weird stuff you be talking about. Please be quiet. All right. After all that testing, thank you. This is Shan the baby. All right. After all that testing, thank you. This is okay, so it is acting right. This is Shan the baby. Please like, share, and subscribe. What I'm going to do today is going to be a quick reading. I never done any type of work like this publicly. I will read maps. I do read houses just using my psychic intuition and speaking with spirits. And I really wanted to do this based upon the Nancy Guthrie case. It has really caught my attention because it's something that is worldwide. Hold on just a moment. So what I did was I took this here picture of the house, and then I just kind of sat and connected with Miss Nancy Guthrie to kind of describe maybe what she could see that happened, because everybody knows, well, not everybody knows, but most people know when you pass on, after you pass on, then you can go back and replay things. You can go from different angles of whomever attacked you. You will know exactly what's behind. When you go behind the veil, then you figure everything out. Even if in real life, if you didn't know somebody was out to get you, then once you pass over and you see how everything transpired, you are able to do that. So this is going to be a short read because I had a map. Hold on, I don't know if y'all can see it at the bottom. I'm gonna put it up and wait till this map appears on my screen. I'm looking on another screen, my TV here, to kind of see. Okay, so this is it. So this is a very badly drawn map of Miss Nancy Guthrie's house, because I'm not a drawer, a person that draws at all. So that's why I put this up, so I can maybe make some sense of it. Okay, so let's start our journey of where the creep came from. Okay. And for me, psychically, this is telling me that he came from this area. Hopefully, you can see the the mouse that's going around in a circle here. He came out of this area here. Okay, and I feel like, well, basically, is the person that is on the camera. Now, if you have been watching any of my videos with, I guess you could say, the things that we think happened. My little girl that's usually on there, but she's sick now. I call her my mini me. We've gotten things from her. You have to go and take a look at Nancy part one and Nancy part two. And I also have my older son. I'll just call him Bear. Be called, and he gives me information. So I always let you know who is giving the information so that you can know. This particular house read was something that I did by myself, but there are points that I had the bear to help me to kind of clarify what exactly I was getting. Now, he came for this particular area over here. Okay. Oh, I wish I could see whether you could see the area or not. It's really annoying that I don't know if that could be seen. Dang, that's really annoying. Let me put it in. Okay. All right, that's in the middle house. So I am, you can see that. All right, I'm sorry. I have to kind of look up here at this TV to make some sense of it. I'm sorry. Is where I felt the place that he came out. We'll call him the man at the door. We'll call him the Google monster. All right. No disrespect to Google, but we'll call him the Googler monster. He came out of these bushes, and we'll try to see exactly where he came. But for now, in the frame of this picture, he came from here. And he made a beeline, just like this mouse is going, to here. This sliding door that is on my left, probably your right, extreme part of the home. Right here where these two sliding doors are, and this chair is sitting right there. He made a complete beeline for that particular part of the area, the Googler monster. All right. Now, when I got my psychic intuition as to why, it stated he was very sure, and I got it on my map here. He was very sure that this door was open. I'm not sure what that means, okay? And directed to an area. That's just how the situation. And if you've watched the part one and part two, Nancy, you know that Bear, me, myself, Shannon Baby, and Mini Me believes this is not a one person operation. I that it is two or more people. Me, my little card reader who's not here today because she is sick, is under the impression that it's just two people. Now, Bear, my son, he is under the assumption that it is four people. He is very, very sure to himself that it's four people. Now, I say two or more, but I also say that there is a driver. Okay. This is a driver that either A, waited while this was commencing, or B, dropped someone off at a corner. And I'll show you what street that I felt like they A, sat there, or B, dropped the person off so that they can go on this walk up to the house. All right. So let me now he looked not this after being sure that this door was completely locked, a door in which someone thought that should be definitely open. Okay. Then we go to this window. I didn't put anything about this window. So I don't think that the person ever thought about going to this particular window for a particular reason. Oh, excuse me. This window, they were very sure that they did not want to enter, or it was not a way to enter. So this was something someone looked at and said specifically, no, I am not going to go into that door, or I cannot go in that door, this window, or I cannot go into the window. Excuse me for the coughing and stuff. My son had the flu, so I don't know if I got he had to go to the hospital. So I was supposed to do this reading, but maybe 2 days back and put this on. But He went to the hospital. I had to stay with him. So now here we are, February the 15th, 2026 at 5:23 p.m. doing this video that I've had, in the back of my mind space for like 3 or 4 days. Like I say, this case has really been I've really been obsessed with the case. Okay, that's just all I can say. So he knew that this door right here, this was a no. I put an X on it. I have a map here that I drawn that 3 or 4 days ago, and I know it's horrible to see, but it is an X on there. This door here or window, because again, I don't have the exact layout of this lady's home. This right here was another window that was X'd out. This is not the window or the door that you want to go in. This will probably make sense to someone else that knows the house personally, or even the authorities, but it doesn't make sense to me. I just get what I get. Okay, and it's X'd out. They didn't think about this. All righty. Let's see what else. This one here. This here, these two windows, the one is in the middle and this one. This was also to something about this area was just to be done here. They looked, but it wasn't feasible. And they looked at it, this one and this one, and immediately X'd it out. Now these two, okay, I want to make sure I got these two because my drawing is horrible. Here, they thought could have been a grave of entry, all right? But they looked inside, well, he looked inside, and this wasn't very good to get to, all right? Something about this didn't make sense. Like it was a way in, but there was no way you could really get in, but you could see something inside of these two windows, but nothing he could get to. All right, let's see. And I also got some hits while I was doing the house. One was monsters, or if you believe there's one Google monster. Of the Google monster said, I don't want to make a mess in the house. So that was something. Let's see. Now, also, I was told, let me see if I can get in here or not. I was told by Miss Nancy. Oh, come on, computer. I know you're going to let me get over here. Come on, let's get on over here. Oh. Well, I'll try my best to get there. This area is not shown. The area that I want to get to. Let me see if I could do this. Why is it not moving over and doing anything? Okay, here we go. Now we go. All right. You can't really see, but in between this house here and this guest house, pool house, I'm not really sure what that is. But in this general area here, you can make a big circle where this is at, is where Miss Nancy told me that earlier, okay, not earlier like in the day, but early at a particular point, people or one or two people met here, right behind her house, right here. Not from when she was alive and she looked out the door and they was out there. And no, this is like a post death, okay, a post afterlife, you know. And if she's alive, and all of this is allegedly, and hopefully she's alive and she comes back in and she comes to her home and comes to her people. But if not, if we are right, the spirits are right, and the spiritual world is right, if they are, then this I feel again like she's telling me from post death. Okay, so after the fact, like I told you, you can go back. if you are a dead person, you can go back and figure out what happened to you if you would like to. Okay. So this is the area that she told me that these people were conspiring. They stood here conspiring. And to me, it was like they were trying to go over um, what if we do this, this is where you might go, da 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 da. So they definitely were. I'm on live. Yeah, be quiet. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. No, I don't. So this is where they were at several days before. Someone stood here and made some plans. This guest house back here or this pool house, I'm not sure what that exactly is, but this was never used into the commission of getting into the house. No one was never there. There's a big X that is on top of this. All right. Nobody was ever, I don't think we can see it from here. Nobody was ever in here either. The pool area was another point of no. It was completely X'd out. The pool area was not an area that someone came through or came behind or came in. All right. But there is something very, very, very significant to the area in between here and the home. This area right here doesn't go further over into the grassy area too much, but anywhere from a little bit into the grassy area all the way in between these two areas. I couldn't get exactly what was of importance, but there is something very important about this particular area of the house. Some activities were definitely taking place, and I feel like this was towards the end of the encounter, and I guess that's what I want to get to. Now, as we go out, the car, there was not a car at the beginning of the encounter because I feel like that he or she walked up. Okay, that person on the camera, whatever you want to assume that is, or whoever you want to assume that is. All right. But me and my group is under assumption that there was also someone that was already in the house and that someone was hiding. Okay. And I'll tell you in a minute how I got to that conclusion. But let me go ahead and kind of tell you how it ended. Now, when the encounter ended, no one walked Nancy anywhere. There was a car. Okay. See exactly where you see this. Exactly where you see this gray car here. But no one parked here. No one came here. You see this driveway here? No one used that. That is something else also that was X'd out. That was X'd out to me. And in the spirit world, when something X's out to me, it tells me that was not used. When the encounter was over and they wanted to bring Nancy out, I just don't feel like the front door was the avenue. And if they did bring her out the front door, all I know is that the car drove from here, truck, whatever it is that was here to collect Nancy and the other Googler Bobs, the Googler monsters. They came up here to her garage. So we here and boom, we right here. Okay. And this is where they waited to collect Miss Nancy and the other Googler box that need to get in this vehicle. So there definitely was a vehicle when it was the leaving that was happening. If they, this is my assumption that at some point in this, Miss Nancy Guthrie was being brought out the front door. She started some resistance, as much as resistance as an 84-year-old woman can put up. And then some kind of way during that tussle or fussle, she got slammed. Her head was slammed on the front door or somewhere near it. antsy because she knew if she left out the home that was it. I don't clearly know whether she was bought out the front door after that. I don't know. I don't want to. I just feel like I don't want to X that out because I have not been X'd out as much to say that after she hit her head, face, whatever this was, region here, that she wasn't bought out the door. But what I do know is that this car came up here and parked right here. Didn't go all the way up to the garage or in it, but about right. And then they left from the same way they came. No one ever went here. I don't feel like they went in front of the house in that loop. They came from here and then went all the way down. Now, when I was doing my reading, and I contacted Miss Nancy Guthrie, she appeared in the photo because I asked her what was the start of this journey, like where did they come first in her house, and it was she stood in the front door, which is that foyer where the Google monster is shown. And then the Google monster was just doing all kinds of things at the door. And then I asked her, I couldn't get clear perceptions, but I asked her where, how did he get in? And then she showed me herself. She had her arms crossed and she was standing there. And then in front of her door, the door was not the door she had. It was like an old tavern door. And you know how you have the big piece of wood that you put up in front of it and lock it down. She said that it was secure at one point. And then I did my cards and it felt like somebody was inside and somebody was outside of the door. And I felt like who was ever hiding in the house, that's just my opinion and spiritual opinion, and my of a bear and also of Mini, that there is someone that was hiding in the house. Okay, that they call him the hider. Okay, and that the hider in the house was supposed to open the door for this weirdo, the first googly monster at the door. That is why I believe that he was so confident that this door right here on the side would be open. He was fairly confident. Every day, all day, this door is open. I felt like, then I asked her, and then her spirit quickly stepped from inside of her home to the outside of her home. And she was like backwards and forward, going in and out and looking this way. And then my cards, when I was doing the cards too and reading it along with the vision. And then my bear, he came and told me, he said, I think I need to interpret this for you. And he said, there is somebody inside that house and outside of the house. And that way, that's why she gave me the Two of Swords, like making a decision, being between a rock and a hard place, that someone was at the door that was supposed to be let in by the hider, but some kind of medications. These are not the sharpest people, sharpest tools in the drawer, or the sharpest knives in the drawer. So then I think he ran around, did all of that weird crap with the door. I don't know what that was all about. And I felt like someone came up behind her and then opened the door for the kook monster. Okay, the other Googler monster. That is my interpretation. What I get. Okay. Let's see. What else? Did I get anything else? All right. So that gets me back to my opinion of it starting through these bushes and going directly to here, trying to figure that out, and then going eliminating all the windows and then going back to starting the encounter door thing, where we found the video. And let's get him. Let's go on here. Let me share this tab. Hopefully it's going to share correct. Hopefully it will. Okay, here we go. This is Nancy Guthrie's home from a top area view here. Hold on. Let me go here. I said it's gonna be short, and it's not. So this is her home here. Let's scooch over. This is where I feel that the person was right at the corner of North Camilla Escalita. I know I'm pronouncing this incorrectly, and East Camino El Nato. Okay. I feel like the person was driving. Even though this is very close to this person's house, from the news I've learned that this area doesn't have a lot of light poles, and I mentioned that to my son before I even saw the news article. I was like, this is not a place, because I'm from the country. I said, well, this is not a place that has a lot of lights I can see. And once you are from the country, you know that once them lights go off, you can't see nothing, and you're gonna have to get you some headlights. You have to do something, because it's gonna be pitch black. Because I know what pitch black is, because I lived in the country, surrounded by trees, one way in, one way out. So I understand this type, even though this is a desert area, not like where I'm from. But these trees are not known for their forestry, but they are like thicket. I can tell they real thicket, and they weird, and we have the real tall had a real tall what you call it. I can't think at this moment. Sorry, y'all. My mind frozen. But this is the particular area that he walked through. And he skirted this here white home here. Okay, I don't know what that is. It says something else on there, but I don't know. Anyway, he walked through here. He got dropped off right here. This is when he wanted to walk toward the house and start the encounter with Miss Nancy. So this car dropped him off right here at this four-way stop. And what is 1, 2, 3, 4? And also, not to go all off in tangents, but you do know that in the spiritual world, at the four-way stop is they call him a lot of different things, but he's like the four corners demon or something. You go to these corners, ask the person for whatever, like I want to be the best blues player in the world, I want to be the best singer, and then you make a deal. You strike a deal with him. Some of them call them the crossroad demons. Some people call them Papa Legba. It's a lot of different things that folk call this particular entity. This has nothing to do with this uh, reading here, but I just see it as a little coinky dink. So we got it in the four corners, and then they come on down this. They don't get in the street. They're in these trees, and they're skirting. Not trying to get too close to this here property here. Skirting on down, and bam, they are at Nancy's house. But they don't go all the way to the driveway. That's too inconspicuous. They come from this street here over in the bushes, and then they come here. All right, let's see. Let's go down. And here. So this is my spiritual read of the map, okay? Whether it's correct or not, don't know. But you come here, you come through here, and wham, we are on that corner of the house that he was sure that this door was open. So this is how he got here on getting dropped off. Again, I want to repeat it and reiterate the street names, because this is just my opinion here, spiritual opinion. Everything is allegedly not to be used for any fact or concrete. North Camino Escalita and East Camino El Ganado. That is the point of entrance into the property, and walking your little way down there and down there. Now, when they left, this is how I felt they left. Let me kind of go out a bit, because I want to get it back where they can go back to Campbell. This is the route I think that they took, and you could kind of follow the mouse. This is her home here. We're here. We're at the home. All right. And then I think we went down North Camina Escalante. Here we go. I'm very bad with these names. Now we're driving on North Camino Escalante. Let's get a little closer. All right, and then we're gonna have to get a little far off, because I need to find my way back to Campbell. Okay, so we went this way up North Camino Escalita. Okay, let's see how far we've got from the house. Here we go. We just driving. All right, and here we're gonna get to East Camino Lazarella. Okay, don't even. Oh, please don't tell me what the hell I'm saying. And from here, we're gonna take a right. Okay, we're gonna take a right on East Camino Lazarella. Okay, we're taking that right according to if I'm orienting myself. Now, what we're going to do from here, we're going to go down Campbell, um, which is going to be if I'm standing and facing it and driving, another right. We're going to bust another right here on Campbell. All right, let's click in so we can all see where we're coming from. East Camino and Campbell. Okay. And I do stuff like this on my own time and get spiritual connotations with maps and stuff, but this is nothing that I ever done publicly. So I hopefully it makes sense, and especially with this computer that I have and this internet acting trashy. But nonetheless, if I don't know which way this map is turned, and I'm definitely not a person to give directions, but I would say going south on North Campbell, if the way that the map is oriented, because north is up top and south is down to the bottom. But I just don't know how this map is turned. So we're going down Campbell, which we now took a right on Campbell from East Camino Lazarella. All right. We're going on down Campbell. We keep going down Campbell for quite a ways. Okay, this is the way that the person's left. Keep going down North Campbell until they reach a street, and then I lose them at that street. Or maybe they didn't go any further than that street. Not sure. I feel like they didn't go any further than this street right here. Okay. This is going to be East River Road. And now Campbell, let me make sure this is not my forte, but I want to make sure I am absolutely correct on what I feel here. I think this is North Campbell. Let's go North Campbell. Yes. So we went on down North Campbell, south on North Campbell, and then they either went somewhere else that I can't feel after East River Road, but I am very, very sure that there's they at that first stop, okay, because there's two stops. There's one stop to somebody else's house. You have to go back and look at my video of Nancy part 1 and part 2, and then you'll understand exactly what I'm saying. Now, the next stop is the place to put the remains, allegedly. All right, but this is the first stop. They took her to somebody else's house, and if you look at part 2, I explain what type of person that was or who that person was. That's part 2, Nancy. And then I'm going to take these videos and I think I'm going to put them in a playlist where you can have part 2, part 1, and then I'll add this map one on to it. Excuse me. So they went down Campbell. I feel no further here for the first trip than this road, this East River Road. And I got that not by myself as much. Now I got everything up until everything that you have here. Now, the stopping point that I got that information from Mini-Me. My Mini-Me did an automatic writing. And I noticed that in the automatic writing, you have to go back to part 2, that she said something about river, soil. And then I just happened to be looking and I see East River Road runs into Campbell. Okay. So with her saying that, this is just my spiritual assumption, and spiritually what I'm going to go with is that it doesn't go any further than East River Road. And on part 2, I stated that if I didn't state it, but I think I did state it, don't get me wrong, but I have stated that Miss Nancy Guthrie, according to me and my psychic intuition, is no more than 1 to 2 miles from her home. All right. And this place, I think that I said that on there. I'm not sure. But the place that they took her, the first place they took her, not the Indian resting spot, was about a mile or two from her original house. But will be found, allegedly. Hopefully this is not true. The remains will only be found once the perpetrator is found. Once the perpetrator or people that know about the perpetration, then that person is going to flip and the body will be found. This is only allegedly. Sorry. So there's no finding Mrs. Nancy Guthrie until we find someone who knows something about this, and then everything will start flipping and going in the direction of bringing Miss Nancy Guthrie home. Okay, it may not be the way that anyone wants it, but it is the way that it shall be. All right, let's see. Anything else I'm missing? No, there's nothing else that I'm missing on this map, but I do think I'm gonna come back and like do my cards on some of the players because the FBI is acting weird and the sheriff is weird, but I don't know how weird he is or what weird he is. So I might have to come back and do a reading on the sheriff and then do a reading on the FBI just as a general group when it has to do. I think I want to do that as well. Before as the map reading and the house reading, this is all the information that I got. Hopefully my internet wasn't too jotty. Hopefully you can see the computer, but this is the time that I have done anything like this. Let me stop sharing. Can I stop sharing?
No,
Okay.
your face will just blue. Y'all can see everything clearly.
No, that's a little delayed. So, so hopefully everything was. I have to myself to make sure I was heard. But this has been Shanda Baby Tara. And if you just caught me, just go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. And I do have a Nancy Guthrie Part 1, Nancy Guthrie Part 2, and now I have this video here. I'll be putting them in different playlists. So thank you for joining me. This has been a different thing that I've never done. So thank you for sticking with me. Thank you. Bye-bye.